All right, all right, all right. We are back again. We are back yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for coming into the lounge today. Of course, the Bison Lounge. Get a squat, get a cigar, get a nice cup of whiskey, and welcome yourselves to another great episode of the Bison Lounge. And of course, I am your host, the handsome man with the plan. Not all the time, about 50-50, but
Sounds about right.
Noe, sounds all right, yeah.
Yeah, sounds
Noe, and of course, the very deranged, handsome, yet again slicked back hair. He might be having a side piece going on lately in his life, ladies and gentlemen. And let's not forget, very mentally disturbed, Manuel.
What's going on, everybody? Actually, I had a date earlier this week, so
Date?
yeah.
Still doing the
Actual human, actual human. Yeah,
I was about to say,
lovely girl. Yes, indeed.
girl this time.
Yeah, actually, yeah, absolutely.
Dogs don't count.
Yeah, no. Trust me.
Conversation.
No, we ruled out the bitches, you know. But yeah, no, had to like clean up, my guy, clean up, shave, nice little haircut, get it going.
He's glowing, ladies and gentlemen. He is glowing.
Dude.
Oops, sorry, my phone's on. Mr.
You unprofessional bitch.
Unprofessional motherfucker, dude. I'm telling you right now. Besides that, how was your week, my friend?
Interesting. It was an interesting, odd week.
Interesting, odd week?
Yes, indeed, my guy. It didn't feel long, but at the same time, it didn't go by that quick. But I got through it. But other than that, how was yours?
Mine was very good. Well, I'll say typical. I had saw something that we might touch on a bit later because I usually like to save the dark stuff for later.
Okay.
But, yeah, besides that, just a regular work week.
Okay.
Just a regular work week, nothing special, nothing at all. But that's about it. And we didn't talk about this last week, and it's usually our segment. How about we jump into what have we been playing?
Oh, yeah. What have you been playing? I want to hear what you've been playing.
Well, you know what I've been playing. It's always the same shit. It's Magic. Wukong. I am playing a lot of Wukong lately. I'm on the 4th world, getting my ass kicked.
Nice.
Almost at the 5th, so I'm almost about to beat it. It's only been like 3 months I've been on the game.
I've been seeing you play it on Twitch also. So yeah, man. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I've actually been hitting lately this week Sifu.
What?
Sifu.
What's that?
So think of it like it's Souls-like in the aspects of you can die quick by a simple little peon that's in the map fighting you.
Okay.
But it's mostly about a kung fu, not master. He's the student to the master that was murdered. So you're living through a one of those old kung fu flicks that my master was defeated. Now I must avenge him. Yes.
And are you going after the guy that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You got a Ryu thing going on.
Yes. Okay. So it's like that, but like when you're
And that's Street Fighter, people. If you don't know Ryu.
Yeah. Come on.
Fucking nerd.
Been living under a rock. What the fuck? But anyways, yeah. No, I've been playing Sifu, and it's a really interesting game because he does this style of kung fu, fighting all these people like your typical kung fu movie, and the aspects of it's that one good guy versus just an army of like gangsters and shit like that, and each part of the city or town has like a boss. Like this is the underboss of the so-called clan, this is the boss of the so-called clan, that sort of thing. And you're basically going against these guys that killed your master.
Okay.
It's pretty difficult as to how it works. The fighting system is pretty interesting. It's intense, man. Intense.
Is it like a hand-to-hand combat?
So yes, it is hand-to-hand combat, but you also have like certain commands that do certain moves. Like if you do 2 times up with square, because I'm using controller, I don't use keyboard on this shit.
Okay.
It's 2 taps to the top on the left analog stick plus square. You do a palm strike that'll disorient the enemy, that sort of shit, And the enemies aren't stupid.
Okay.
They're like, they can fight. They may be thugs, they may be gangsters, but they can fight.
Okay.
And they'll be busting out like pipes, they'll be busting out bottles that they chunk at you and stuff like that. And the cool thing about this game is that you don't exactly die when you lose all your health. You get older.
You get older?
You get older. So it goes off by a kill count. Depending on the amount of times that you get killed, that's how much your age goes up.
But then you get slower, you would think, right?
So that's the cool thing about it. You get wiser,
Mm.
but your health gets lower. So as you get older, you get weaker, but you have more wisdom and more move sets that you can level.
XP.
Exactly, yeah, dude. It's interesting. So you're kind of stuck in the aspects of like, do I try and survive this, or do I let them knock me out so I can get more moves? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an interesting game. I like it. It's keeping me entertained, alongside with Dead Island 2.
Still playing Dead Island 2?
Yeah, there's a lot to do in that game.
You're
Actually,
still feeling that zombie?
yeah, no, I'm always zombie mode, man. I love zombie games.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same for me. Obviously, I know we had a whole debacle, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're big fans of Resident Evil. That's zombies all around, no matter what.
Yeah, the old ones were zombies.
Yeah. Which actually brings me up to my first thing right here.
Okay.
So, it has nothing to do with RE9. Nothing new. But tell me one of the games that you didn't like back in the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 era, or Xbox 360 era, involving Resident Evil.
Involving Resident Evil?
Yeah. Which games did you not like?
If I had to choose, it'd be Code Veronica.
You didn't like it?
I liked it, but not enough to care about it, to play it ever again.
Okay.
Now, granted, when the remake comes out, because we already talked about it, they're making a remake.
Yeah.
I will be playing it.
Of course.
Yeah, but that's the one when it comes to Resident Evil. That's the one.
So, what did you think about Outbreak?
Oh, I never played those, actually, but I had a friend back in high school who fucking preached those games, especially part 2.
The
File number 2?
File 2, yeah. So, here's one crazy thing that I read on the old internet, where it comes saying Resident Evil Outbreak remake unites fans. So, fans of Capcom's survival horror series are calling for a remake of Resident Evil Outbreak, but will it ever happen? Yeah, they've been calling for the remake because apparently this game had a cult following.
Oh yeah, I did.
A major cult following, but it wasn't as big as people wanted it to be. They think that Outbreak would thrive right now in this time and age.
I believe it will, because it was an online game.
Technically, yeah, it was. Yeah, because I mean, now that I remember it, it was the first time that I actually tried my PS2 online, which was expensive back in the day, dude. It was fucking expensive. But I remember I liked the whole situation where like you're no one famous.
Okay. You're just a nobody.
A nobody, just a guy that was stuck in the outbreak in the middle of Raccoon City. So this is I guess taking place during Resident Evil 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So, but the characters that are in the game, they each have their special attributes, you know?
Have a special ability or something like that.
Yeah. And there's this one guy that I always picked, which was a handyman.
Of course.
Like I am now. But his special ability is that he could put weapons together. He could put, for example, I remember finding a broom and a blade, and I turned that bitch into a spear.
Nice.
So it helped me keep zombies at bay. It didn't kill them, but it will help me keep them at bay to where I can run around them.
Okay.
I remember there was also a cop, a bus driver, a student, an office worker, and I believe the other one was a bartender.
Yeah, there was a bartender.
There was a bartender, yeah. So people are calling out that they should really remake this game because if they feel like now, when online is a major thing,
yeah,
it would be a whole lot better.
No, it would. I agree. I think it's a good idea, actually, because, like I said, I never played it, but a friend, he preached about it all the time. And I already knew growing up later in life because, you know, the internet, YouTube became a thing.
Yeah.
I already knew it had a huge cult following. Like it's very popular, that game. Sadly, I never played it, but yeah, I've heard great things about it.
It was fun.
It was fun?
It was fun. I mean, if you played it by yourself, it's kind of hard to explain in the aspects of like there was times that whoever you would pick, you would start at a different part of the map. And also your characters can die for good. There is no revival, there's no coming back.
Okay.
So if your character died, guess what? You got to start a whole new game.
Yeah.
Unless somebody comes and heals you.
Okay.
There was so many moments where like I always remember this, that the student wouldn't get picked so much. So she was always a bot.
Okay.
And it wouldn't take long before you'd walk into a room and she was already a zombie. It would be hilarious just walking into a room and just see her like shuffling at you. I'm like, yeah, not surprised. Not surprised at all. But the communication that you had back then, it wasn't even through voice chat because there was no mics on that.
I was going to say, I don't think there was, right?
It was just commands.
Commands. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was just commands. You'd hear like a character say, come here or over there. And it put a little...
Bend over.
Yeah. Bend over, Peggy. God damn it. But yeah, no, I feel like that game would do so good right now, man. And now with voice chat and, of course, more people knowing about, of course, online, which is the most popular thing nowadays.
Of course.
I feel like it would do a lot better. And the fans are rising up for it.
I'm all for it. There's what game was it the other day, too? I was seeing fans wanted, fuck, dude, it can't. Shit, it's kicking my ass. I saw it the other day. Some fans were demanding a remake of a game. Fuck, it's kicking my ass. Yeah, I can't fucking remember. You know, something I meant to talk about today, too. I just can't remember. It was a popular game, too.
Popular game?
Popular game fans wanted a remake of.
You got a, like a synopsis about it? Like,
Nah, I ain't got no synopsis about it.
Damn, man.
It's another fucking game.
Another game? Was it a Resident Evil game?
Nah, it was something else. I can't remember.
Wow, my guy. Wow. Well, I mean, there's a lot of... how old would you say that it was?
I think it was like PS2.
PS2. You mean the 50 Cent game?
No, I'd be all for that, though. That game was dope.
It was fun.
Bulletproof or whatever?
Yeah, I think so.
50 Cent Bulletproof.
And then, like, Blood in the Sand or something?
Blood in the Sand was part 2.
Part 2, yeah. That game was fun.
That game was great. That was literally Max Payne, but you're playing 50 Cent.
You're playing as 50 Cent? That's true, yeah. That game was fun. You know what game, speaking of 50 Cent, you know what game I would really like for them to remake, or at least make a new one of? Def Jam.
Dude, so I'm glad you brought that up because I never played it, but that's had a big cult following. It's even bigger now.
Really?
Those games, those Def Jam games go for like $60 to $100.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude. They're I never played them, but the idea, because I was like, what? I remember hearing about it when I was a kid, but I didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And what it was just rappers. It was a fighting game.
It was fun, dude. I liked it. I actually really liked it. I had both the first 2 games, and I fell in love with them. It was always badass, especially because, you know, you had your own character. You'd play as your own character. It was dope. I liked it.
Well, who would you put in a new one, though? What all you? But Tech 6ix9ine. What's that guy's name?
Tekashi
6ix9ine. And you put Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj
as one of the girls that you can date, because that's what you would get with the females, that they can fight each other, but at the same time, your character would pick which one to date, and it would
or which one to fuck.
Pretty much, that's what it was. I remember that shit.
What hood rat do you want?
Pick the hood rat. Let's see. Who would I put? That's a good fucking question, my guy. Finally, they put Eminem in it.
Yeah, they put Eminem.
Put Eminem.
What's the other one guy? The one that was dating, that supposedly is a rapper or rocker? Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly. Damn.
The secret boss is Taylor Swift.
That would be so shit, my guy. Well, who the fuck was I gonna say? Like, it was in like the tip of my tongue. Jelly Roll.
Jelly
Roll.
Yeah. Run the Jewels.
Run the Jewels.
Gorillas.
Oh, dude.
But the Gorillas
in that sucker. Well, and number 2, the final boss was Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that.
Snoop Dogg. And his name was Craven or Raven or something like that. It was funny, dude. It was dope, dude. It was a good game, man. They gave those dudes some badass fucking moves. I remember Danny Trejo being in that bitch. Sean Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Elephant Man.
Was DMX in them?
DMX was in it. Yeah.
He won't be in the new one, sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately. They probably could bring in, like, you know, the deceased ones, like Tupac, Biggie. They could put on.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Biggie go at it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Final Rumble that we never got to see.
Damn. I mean, now that I think about it, I didn't play. I played Fight for NY, but I don't remember any like outstanding like old school classics. They had a Flavor Flav in there.
Oh yeah,
Flavor Flav.
Was Ice-T in it?
He was in Fight for NY. He was in part 2 and in Fight for NY. Then there was also I think Method Man
Method Man, yeah.
and
Redman.
Redman. They were in it as a tag team. That shit was
Tag team,
as a tag team. Yeah. Let's see who else. There was so many rappers in those games, dude. Like it was a good game, and they had good music to battle to. Like it was dope. I feel like that should be a game that they need to bring back or remake, or at least make a new one.
I believe they will. I believe they will.
I mean, if you're saying that there's a cult following like that's even bigger now,
Oh yeah.
I can see it. I can see it happening. But like it's. I think it's all up to the fans. If they make enough of a ruckus, I'm pretty sure it'll make a difference.
Yeah, of course. And of course, who's willing to pay? That's really it is. What developers? Because I don't remember who developed those games. That's for damn sure.
That is a good question.
It wasn't Neversoft. Is Neversoft even around anymore?
Well, who's making the new Tony Hawks?
I don't think it's Neversoft. I haven't heard of Never. I mean, unless they've just gotten lower as a production team. But is Neversoft still a thing?
It doesn't look like it. Defunct July 10th, 2014. So no.
Oh no, they're fucking gone.
So they're gone. Let me see. Def Jam Vendetta. There you go. It was Vendetta. Def Jam Vendetta. That's the name of the game. It was EA Sports.
EA Sports.
Big.
Yeah, big. EA Sports.
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
Dude. There you go. Def Jam Icon. Def Jam Rapstar, I never knew that one. But then there was a NFL Street. Do you remember NFL Street?
Yeah, dude. Oh, let me tell you a story here. Okay, I've never been a fan of sports games,
but those
games. So like, there was Blitz, the OG Blitz, went ham with my cousins and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's certain games where I will lose my shit to, and that was NFL Street 2 or 3 back in the PS2 era. And there was a time, and this is a funny story. So I was staying with my aunt at the time, / godmother, whatever. But my cousin was dating some dude. Well, still is. They're happily married. You know, life goes on. Blah blah. But
good for them.
Me and him would play that NF Street one, and dude, the fucking tricks you could do in that shit, like dribble the ball while you're running to the touchdown.
Yeah.
And like, dude, I would scream oh, and one day I was like too hyping it, and you hear my aunt like, "No, shut the fuck up." Dude, I went fucking crazy for NFL Street.
Yeah, dude. Well, I remember fondly NBA Street.
Yeah, NBA Street.
NBA Street. That one was my favorite. Not the second one. The first one. The first one. Just hearing that ground shaker, like as you're dribbling and shit like that. Bro, those were good games. I actually do miss those fucking games, dude. But for some reason, they stopped. They completely stopped.
I think I remember seeing a YouTube video about it a few years back where, like, the production team, which I think was big,
yeah,
they closed.
Really?
Or they gave up on those games because they were pretty much making them constantly.
Yeah, because like I said, there was Def Jam Vendetta, Def Jam Vendetta 2, Def Jam Icon, Def Jam Fight for NY, and then it just started going off. Oh, here's a roster of who was in the first Def Jam. So we got Young Thug. Let me see. Kendrick Lamar. Really?
What? Kendrick Lamar's that old?
When it came out, really? I don't think so, man.
That doesn't sound right. You gonna tell me Lil Wayne was back in those days too?
No. I think this is just a because I know Ludacris was in it.
Oh yeah, of course.
DMX was in it.
Of course.
Let's see who else. Keith Murray. Who else was? They had all these people. I just can't remember all of them because this roster seems a little too new.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Kendrick Lamar's too new, man. He wasn't around.
That's what I'm saying. Because it doesn't make sense, and the roster is way too big. I remember it only had like 12 fighters at most. From let's see, it had Ludacris, Method Man, Ghostface Killah, Redman, Capone, Scarface, Joe Budden, Nori, Nine, WC, D-Mob, Busta Rhymes, Carmen Electra was in it.
What?
Yeah, DMX, Fat Joe, Funk Master Flex,
Fat Joe,
Ice-T, Keith Murray, Sean Paul, and then Flavor Flav and Slick Rick.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty impressive roster.
It was a good one, dude, and especially since each of them had their own special, like, Their own individual specials. None of them shared specials. And they were all good, dude. They were all badass, man. They need to remake that. So, EA, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's fucking do this.
They're busy making FIFA, right? They make FIFA, right? Is that EA?
EA Sports, yeah.
Yeah.
FIFA, and then...
Which is a huge following, which I don't understand.
Well, I mean, I liked FIFA back in 03.
Mm-hmm.
03 was a dope fucking game. 03 and 04. But I kind of fell off of that. But anyways,
So let me get into some Doom, the Dark Age.
I was about to ask you, like, what is this about Doom? Let's move on to...
So, as everyone knows, I have a little spite towards the new Doom Dark Ages because, I have no ray tracing, which is bullshit. But that's not what this is about right now. So, Doom...
Oh, because of ray tracing.
So they have 3 million players, right? For the Dark Ages, the new one, right?
It's
good, right?
On release, yeah.
Yeah, but here's the kicker. They sold less than 1 million copies.
So how the fuck they have all those players?
Because more than 2 million players are getting it from the Game Pass.
That's right. I'm sorry if I blew anybody's ears.
Game Pass.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
My nephew told me, because he has an Xbox and a PS5. My brother bought a PS5, but he told me, like, it's free on Game Pass. I'm like, how are all these AAA titles free?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck?
Because I remember that when I had a PS4 and I had the PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, PlayStation Plus.
You'd get new games and AAA titles, but old.
Yeah, older ones.
Yeah, nothing upon release.
Yeah, Dark Ages, more than 2 million people are getting it from the Game Pass.
What the shit?
Yeah, so technically good and bad.
Good because the gamers are getting to play the game.
Yeah.
Bad for the developers and the companies. They're not making their cash.
They're not making their money.
Unless there's microtransactions in that fucking game.
I'm sure there is, and I'm sure they'll have some type of DLC like Eternal did, a few months later.
Which I wasn't too stoked about.
I never played it, but it didn't look fun to me.
So I think one of the DLCs was a bunch of like characters for the multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of them was like a couple of extra missions, but it wasn't that much.
Nothing too fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a shit DLC.
Yeah. So... I mean, if they stepped up the game and like they're expecting like microtransactions to like make up for what the fuck they made, that's a pretty risky move in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's real risky.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if they're gonna be able to make another Doom, which they probably will, because I mean Doom's been doing really good these past 3 titles.
Yes, but I mean, don't you think at that point they're gonna be milking it?
Oh, of course they're gonna milk it.
They're gonna be milking it in the aspects of they're turning it into the next Assassin's Creed, the next Call of Duty, the next whatever, you know?
Yeah.
I don't like it when they do that with games. That's what, like how we were talking before about Assassin's Creed, how they should like end it on a high note. How you mentioned, again, spoiler alert for those that don't know, it was including me, that Desmond is not dead.
Yeah.
That should be the ending, the end-all, be-all of Assassin's Creed. You play as Desmond and you get rid of the Templars.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. With Shadows, I'd have to play Shadows to see if they have any more info on this.
Yeah, I haven't played any of the recent ones.
Yeah.
About this, but
I mean, I watched my brother play Valhalla, but I don't know. It just, to me, it just feels like it just has Assassin's Creed stamped on it.
Oh, big time.
Yeah. So. It's all totally different from what it used to be. As for Doom, I don't know, man. I mean, I would love to play more Doom, but I just hate the thought of it possibly becoming just like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed.
Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed again.
But yeah, exactly. But we'll see. We'll see what the developers have in store for us, because that's a tall order to fill.
Yeah, that's a tall order to fill. And moving on, I want to know what Handyman Chronicles you got for us today, because supposedly you said you involving our friend Isaac.
Okay, well, that one I'm going to say second. That's going to be the second story I tell, because what the hell? It's not as long, but it was crazy. But so today, I think I lost out on a client. I think, because I don't understand what the fuck happened.
You gonna fuck her wife?
No,
fuck his wife?
No, this was an older lady.
You gonna fuck the old lady?
No. I gotta retain some reputation here. You know, some good reputation.
Sure, I got you.
So what had happened was, so it began at the beginning of the week. I had made, I scheduled a day for me to go and maintain this lady's lawn. So we came to a day this week and agreed upon it. And I was supposed to show up. Unfortunately, we've been having sort of like a little rainy week this whole week.
That's true, we have.
And you can't mow lawns during that time. It'll ruin the machine and you can damage the grass.
Yeah.
So I rescheduled.
You could damage grass.
Absolutely. You fuck up the roots, man, and then you're going to have all those nasty spots.
Okay.
And then grub worms and so on and so forth. But I'm not going to get into it. Anyways, so we rescheduled to Thursday.
Okay.
It rained Thursday. So I had to reschedule with her again. And I told her, like, I'll tell you what, how about the first sign of sunlight, you are my first yard to take care of.
Special lady.
Yeah, I was, because I had already pushed her back like a whole week, man. Like, I don't want to be that guy. So she was cool with it. The first time she was like, okay, yeah, no, let's reschedule. Second time she was like, yeah, no, that's fine. It's raining. I understand. Now, here's the thing. It rained, so I moved her on to today.
Okay.
Today I was supposed to go to her, do her lawn in the morning. It was daylight, and I wanted to give her a call, letting her know, like, hey, I'm on my way. Just letting you know, just giving you a heads up. I just don't want to catch her off guard. I called her. She didn't answer. So not even a minute passes, and she calls me back. And when I answer, hello, she just goes off.
Oh, shit.
Out of nowhere. Why you calling my house? Huh? Why you calling my house? Huh? You call my house no more. Huh? I'm like,
Chinese?
Yeah, she was an Asian lady, and she had broken English, so there was a bit of a language barrier. But I mean, we could still communicate. But for some reason, she just goes off on me, and she ends the call with saying, "Fuck you and the money," and she hangs up.
Oh shit!
In my head, I'm like, what the hell was that? All I said was hello, and she just goes off on me. What the? So I try to call her back, to say, like, maybe she thought like I was some sort of like one of those freaking calls that are just scams or whatever, to like explain, hey, it's me, Manuel. I was just wondering if I can go do your yard. As soon as I called her back, you hear the click of her picking up the phone and then slamming it back down.
Damn.
But those were her last words. Fuck you and the money.
Oh shit.
So in my head, I'm like, okay, so she doesn't want my business. All right, you don't win them all. Now her neighbor is a client as well.
Oh.
So I went over to his house because he needed a cut too. And as I'm walking up, he walks out and he's like, oh, hey, man, how you doing? I'm like, hey, well, I'm here to see if you wanted, like, your yard maintained or anything like that. I'm looking around. It looks nice and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, like, maybe he needs to wait a little longer.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that she was walking out of her garage, the lady. And all I hear from behind me, I shit you not, is, fuck you.
Oh, shit.
Just like that. And I turn and look at her from the corner of my eye, don't fully make eye contact with her. And I'm like, okay, it's her, but I'm not going to talk to this lady. Screw that. She's unhinged. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it.
She have Chinese stars in here?
I don't know what the hell she had, but I saw a broom or something. But that's all I heard while I'm talking to this guy. I'm trying to tell him, like, well, no, if you don't need it, that's okay. Trying to make, like, plans and stuff. And I just kept on hearing that in the background. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, my fucker. Like that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I probably should leave before this shit escalates. And as I'm walking down the walkway of this guy's house, all I'm hearing from behind is, fuck you, motherfucker, you fucking dumb bitch. I'm like, damn, this lady is pissed. I don't know what her problem is. I just got in my truck and left. And as I'm leaving, I still hear her like, fuck you. Fuck
Damn.
you. She was mad.
She's not chasing you down the street. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you in her car. Fuck you.
I didn't know what the hell was her problem, so I just left it at that. Now, I could have easily turned around, asked her, what's your fucking deal? What the fuck, But I have to keep that professionalism, man. I got to be the better person. Just be like, you know what? Just ignore that shit. Just go walk away from it. Walk away. You don't want her business. You don't want this kind of fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
So I just thought to myself, like, you know what? Delete her number, the blocker, whatever, and just go on with my merry day.
Yeah.
But it caught me off guard so bad that I was like, what the fuck did I do? What the fuck did I do that pissed her off? Maybe it finally got to her that I kept on pushing her back, Who knows? But I was professional about it to where I was calling her and letting her know, like, hey, it's raining. I can't cut your grass, And she was understanding the whole time. So that was my what the fuck moment this week.
Found out you voted for Trump.
I don't fucking know. Shit. Whatever it was, it pissed her off. But apart from that, our buddy Isaac, And I know you listen to us, Isaac.
Part-timer Isaac.
Part-timer Bison Isaac. I'm gonna say it again, Isaac. What the fuck, dude? This dude, so on Thursday, I had just done about 5 houses. Okay. I was on my 5th house, finishing it up. And Isaac gives me a call as I'm finishing up, doing like little blemishes here and there, making sure everything looks nice and neat. And he goes, "Hey, man, you want to cut another lawn?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, dude. More money for me. Why not?" And he goes like, "All right." And I asked him when and where. He's like, "Old place and whenever you have the time." I'm like, "Okay, whenever I have the time." Well, it's still 5 o'clock and I have the energy to go do another house.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's just going to be, a bit long. That's it. But he goes like, "I passed by there and it's a fucking jungle."
Shit.
Usually when people say it's a fucking jungle, I'm expecting like maybe like a foot and a half of fucking grass. Bro, I showed up to the house. I shit you not. Do you remember how his old house looks like?
Yes, I remember.
So this motherfucker had a freaking weed tree, like all those weeds that grow up, and it was a massive. The stalk of it was like about like 1 inch to 2 inches thick, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? The grass was about like up to my hip.
Damn.
And I'm like looking, I'm like, what the fuck? I called him, and when he answers hello, "What the fuck, Isaac?" And he just starts laughing his ass off. He's like, "Hey, man, well, I mean, if you can't do it today," I'm like, "No, if I don't do it today, it's going to rain. And guess what? It's going to grow some fucking more. So I'm going to do what I can, my guy." He's like, "Yeah, man, just do what you can, my brother." I'm like, "All right, cool." I started mowing that lawn around like 5:30, 5:45, dude. I didn't finish until like 8:45, 9 o'clock.
Fuck.
It was already getting dark. And I'm like walking out of there, and the only reason I stopped was because my mower ran out of gas, and my tank was empty too. So I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't leave and come back. I'm gonna piss off noise ordinances at 7. I'm gonna piss off some people. So I sent him a picture. I'm like, "This is what I managed to get done, dude." And he's like, "Dude, that is fine. That is fucking fine, dude. Just thank you for your help." I'm like, "Yeah, how about I come back like in a week so I can finish up right and have your grass at a nice level, my guy?" Because coming back to that shit, hell to the fucking no. I'm going to tell you this. I was wearing shorts. Shorts because it's fucking hot, dude.
Oh,
you know what? And then all the humidity with all the rain that's been happening. Hell no. I cut that shit with fear because it was so tall I couldn't see what was on the ground. I'm going to say, and I'm sorry to all you like animal lovers, I ran over 3 snakes. 3.
God damn.
3 fucking snakes in his yard. I shit you not, my machine just like, you just hear the boom, and you just see like a piece of meat flying from under the machine. I'm like, what the crap? And that happened 3 times, my guy. 3 times. It was insane. Fucking insane. But Isaac, if you hear this, fuck you. So,
God damn.
Yeah.
That was the House of Slytherin and shit.
It was something, man. That shit, it wasn't no House of the Rising Sun. That was the House of the Rising Lizards or something, because god damn, guy. But it was a crazy moment. Crazy fucking moment.
That's a shitty moment.
Yeah.
Fuck all that. I feel like you should be paying me to just show up. There's like a surcharge on top of a surcharge.
Like when he asked me, like, how much do I owe? I'm like, I want a case of beer and a big titty bitch in my bed so I can fuck while drinking that case of beer, my guy. Because god damn, dude, that was intense.
Really?
It was intense, dude. I had to run my mower 3 times over the same spots at different levels because it was just that ridiculous, man. Went from a level 5 to a level 3 to a level 1, and still, dude. That shit was fucking hard as fuck.
Jesus fuck.
But that was my week, my guy.
That was your handyman?
That was my handyman chronicles. Just fucking what the fuck moments, dude.
Jesus Christ, dude. And I wanted you when you were in this. This isn't racist, okay? Let's just get this out. But when we were talking,
if you have to start the fucking sentence,
it reminds me. So when you were talking about the Chinese lady, it reminds me of my stepfather.
Okay.
What he said when you were saying the fuck you and all that. I had because he's passed away. It's been a number of years. But when I was a child, my mom, my stepfather, my mom was with a Chinese guy. Great guy. But dude, let me tell you something. Chinese people are literally what they say, fucking crazy. And my story is this. So years ago, at my mom's, we had got robbed. A guy broke into the house when we were all asleep. So he broke into the kitchen window. So when I heard the noise, where my room was, it was in the hallway. But if you open the door where my room was, you could see the kitchen.
Okay,
you could see the kitchen.
So you're like at the end of the hallway directly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I opened it because I heard it, like someone broke into the window. So I didn't come out. I peeked out, and I see this fucking dude climbing through the window. So my mom and my father-in-law fucking came out, right?
Father-in-law or stepdad?
Stepdad. Sorry, not father.
Okay, I was about to think, wait.
Yeah, sorry. Stepfather. So they came out. And I have always heard stories about my stepdad. He used to tell us some shit, like he used to be supposedly tortured and all that, whatever.
What the fuck?
When he was young, it was like some shit his parents did, whatever. But this was the day I realized, like, yeah, this dude's gone through some shit, and you never fuck with a Chinese guy, especially like they're fucking the thin one. He was a thin one, like Jackie Chan, like just the thin fucking Jackie Chan guy.
Okay.
So he walked into the kitchen. He was not scared. The guy came out. And he had a knife, like a pocket knife. So when my stepdad walked in the kitchen, right there, that's where the sink is. And you know how you have that where you put your clean dishes you wash in the dryer or whatever, it hangs out?
Yeah.
So right there was a kitchen knife. So, but this is what the motherfucker did. I shit you not, because I saw it with my own eyes. When the guy came in, and he pulled out his knife, my stepdad, he's like, no, don't use that one. He pulls the fucking kitchen knife, which is the Michael Myers knife. He picks it up, he throws it to him on the floor. He says, use this knife.
What the?
And the dude looked at the floor, looked at him, and fucking hopped right back out the window. No, I'm not fucking joking with you. That motherfucker, dude. Dude, no, he did. I saw it with my own eyes. The dude was fucking for real. He said, no, don't use that knife. Pulls the knife, use this knife.
What the fuck? He probably looked at him and was like, that's not a challenge. This is a challenge. Let's go.
So what is that? Huh? What is that little that little fucking pocket knife you got? No, here you go. Here's a real knife.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Yeah, dude. Like, fucking, I'm sorry. That just, when you're talking about it, it reminded
you.
Because he would talk like that, and that's one of my crazy stepdad stories from back when I was a child.
God damn, now that's a beast.
No, that's a monster.
That
motherfucker didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, he said, like, you want to try to kill me, at least try to kill me.
Yeah, kill me correct.
Yeah,
go down with some dignity, motherfucker. Don't kill me with a pocket knife here. No, use a real fucking knife, dude.
Damn, dude, that is a beast, my guy.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, that was my story about that. Like, that shit's fucking crazy.
Damn,
but,
dude.
Let's go moving on to something that Isaac had brought up, and it's something that's going along the web for Hulu. So we've talked about it before, but it is official now because they just released. I don't even know. It's the new intro. So King of the Hill is back, ladies and gentlemen. King of the Hill after how long? Like 20 years? It has to be 20 plus. It's been a while. So King of the Hill is back, and they teased us with the new intro.
Yeah,
and I'm hyped. I'm a huge King of the Hill.
You actually see Bobby too.
You see, and Bobby's grown.
Yeah, he's grown.
Peg, and you could see they've gotten older.
Yeah.
Hank's hair's not gray, but it's lighted now.
Yeah.
It's not brown.
Yeah. No, yeah, same thing with Peggy. Her hair's bigger.
And she has the wrinkles under her face.
Boomhauer, Dale, and Bill. They all look older. Even Min, Joseph came out in the with long hair.
Yeah, long hair.
Looking more like John Redcorn.
Yeah, more like John Redcorn.
Connie came out too. It looks good. It looks good.
I'm hyped.
Yeah,
I'm hyped about it.
I'm hyped for that too, man. Because the one thing that I've always thought about, and we've talked about it before, is you like King of the Hill. I like King of the Hill. You like Futurama.
Oh, God.
I like Futurama. So I want to jump into the verses. We're still going to talk about King of the Hill, but I want to jump into the verses of what do you prefer, King of the Hill or Futurama?
That's really
OGs, though.
Of course, the OGs.
The OGs, not the new shit.
Damn, dude, that's a hard one. That's a hard one, dude. That is really hard because I am a fan of both of them.
Indeed.
And I've gone back numerous of times and rewatched the season. I'm actually finishing up on the whole season of King of the Hill already. I'm already at the last 2 seasons.
There was one episode that stuck in my head so much because it just cracked me up. There's 2, but one of them like was just had the perfect scene, and it was when Hank had anger management classes.
Yeah.
It's when he had anger management, but when they were giving out the certificates, that trumpet player that always pops up.
Oh, yeah. The one from Megalomar?
Yeah, Chuck Mangione.
Yeah, Chuck Mangione.
Yeah, the guy gives him a certificate, and he looks at it, and he's like, "Chick Mangione, I ain't a chick, I'm a dude," and he hits him with the trumpet. That shit cracked me the fuck up, dude. Badly, man. But my favorite character in that whole fucking series, Cotton.
Cotton? Cotton's your favorite?
Cotton.
Really? Cotton?
He has the most, in my personal opinion, he has the most character development.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion.
Yeah.
He went from the grumpy old granddad that doesn't give a fuck about anybody, hates Hank.
Yeah.
He only likes new Hank, the what's it called? Good Hank, GH.
Yeah.
The baby. And then he finds out he has another Hank.
Yeah, a Chinese brother.
A Japanese son. And they go meet him at Japan. But he had the most character development because he even shows love for Bobby. You know, he defends him when the church burnt down and all that.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Man with the nasty smell.
Yeah.
Man with the nasty smell.
Smelly. Go look for him, Bobby. I love you, Grandpa.
I didn't do it. I know you did it. I believe you.
I believe you. Look for him. I love you.
But, man, when it comes to Futurama and King of the Hill, dude, I still can't make one. Dude, okay, honestly.
Personally, King of the Hill for me.
Okay, I'm glad you said it first, because I'm going to go with
King of the Hill.
And it hurt.
Yeah, it does, because, I mean, Futurama, my favorite character is Bender. Who doesn't love Bender?
I love Bender.
Bender Bending Rodriguez.
Bending Rodriguez. Dude, I fucking, he's like, well, who are you? I'm Bender. I bend things. And then, like, you went to college? And of course I went to college. Bending college.
Yep. I fucking love when anytime that he actually has to bend something, he sucks.
Yeah.
He sucks at it. That's what I fucking love about Bender. But he was my favorite character. And alongside with what's Zap Brannigan?
Dude, I was just about to say Zap Brannigan is probably my favorite, dude. That dude cracks me the fuck up. Lee?
Leela.
Dude, fucking the one where he finally scores with her the first time they meet, and like they have sex, and at the end of it, he's like, he tells what's his Kip? He's like, Kip, I made it with a woman. Inform the men.
Kip had it the worst.
Oh, dude, he was his step stool or his what is that?
Yeah, basically it was his little step stool because he just treated him like shit.
Yeah.
Every time he said something to Kip was like, great. Oh, great. Yeah. I'll tell you about it later.
I'll tell you about it later. But the one when they first meet him, where like Fry it's Leela, because Leela was, before she met him, she was such a like fangirl about him.
Yeah.
And like she was like, oh, how did you ever defeat the like big like army of mutants or whatever, some story that he was famous for? He's like, well, I did it accordingly. Like he makes it sound all bad. I just threw wave after wave of men until they just got tired. So he pretty much is just sacrificing his own men, just wave after just meat bags, making his fucking men meat bags.
Oh man. Or when Amy's meeting Kip's meeting Amy's parents, and they all like Zap instead. Yeah. So when Amy was telling Kip's accomplishment, they're all like, "Nah, we're pretty sure it was Mr. Zap Brannigan over here." Oh, people, you give me too little credit. That show was great, but I mean, I still got to give it to King of the Hill.
I got to give it to King of the Hill.
King of the Hill had more hilarious moments, in my opinion, especially with the whole. And it caught me off guard when Hank and Bobby were spending time together. And they were watching all the news stations across Texas.
Yeah.
And then you just see Bobby's like, hey, look, the news lady's not even looking at the camera. And Hank's like, San Antonio.
I like that one episode where I forgot why, but he has to go to Houston. I think he has to go get his boss.
Or I think that he takes Bobby with him.
Yeah, he took Bob.
Yeah.
Boss took his Bobby with him.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
had to go get him.
yeah.
So, like, he goes to Houston, and right when he passes by the welcome to Houston, he just locks the doors.
Bro, and it's hilarious because you know what that means. Since
Yeah,
we're,
of course.
we're native Texans,
Yeah.
we're just like, yeah, that makes a lot of fucking sense, dude.
Dude, so, like, okay, so when it comes to Futurama and King of the Hill, Futurama, when I think about it, was great because it was all the characters that made that show great.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, King of the Hill, its characters as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Hank Hill was the star, and him alone, how he was, and how, like, like I said, everyone in that show plays a part.
Yeah.
How good it is. But Hank was the OG.
Yeah.
Like, the main star, and he was the main star for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, I love Hank Hill.
Each of them from the alley had their own spot. Even Boomhauer.
Yeah, even
Boomhauer, when the coach asked him, Boomhauer, how's your mama? I tell you, man, she's doing pretty good. They ain't going. I'm sorry you're here.
Sorry.
Fuck, man.
My favorite one is, well, I have lots, but the one that always cracks me up is where he realized he was a pimp, but he didn't know.
Oh, when that one pimp comes up to him and
Yeah.
I'm like slinging that nice old beauty and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was getting money from
Yeah,
her
he was
too.
getting money, beating up dudes, thinking that they were harassing her, but
Yeah.
it was really because she wasn't, like, performing.
Yeah.
And then, like, he starts thinking about it, and then he's like, oh my goodness. Like, he really has a freak out about it.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because he thought she was selling propane or
Yeah, he thought she was selling propane and shit.
God damn it. That's a good show, man. That's a good show, and I'm glad they're bringing it back. I just hope they keep the same type of humor.
I hope so, too, because that's the one thing. I mean, that's about every new show they bring back. Like, take Futurama. It was all right, but I'm not a fan of the new seasons that they came out
Yeah, me neither, man. Me neither, because I feel like the humor got a little too modernized.
with. Yeah, too modern.
It's way too modernized, and it just doesn't fit with the old school humor that they did back in the day, and it doesn't hit for the new type of humor that
Well,
they got.
because it was dry and straight to the point.
I guess you could say that, yeah.
Yeah, now it's
That's a
more
good way to
like
put it.
involving politics with, like, oh, well, you get what we're trying.
Yeah, pretty much. They don't want to delve too much into it.
Well, one thing I was thinking about that hit me was, so obviously Bobby's grown, so,
Yeah.
and they obviously look a lot older.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Bird's dead. She has to be.
Well, didn't she die in the?
Did she? I don't think she died in the original.
Damn. That's gonna bug me now because Lady Bird is dead for
Yeah,
sure.
Lady Bird's dead for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, as for like, I don't remember ever seeing the episode of her dying.
No, I don't believe there was an episode where she got old to where she's deaf. Like, she got too old to where she was deaf now.
Yeah, that what's it called? The Khan's dog was like trying to hump it.
Yeah.
And he's all like, oh, she's in heat. Get off of her. And he starts spraying her with the water. Cool off, Lady Bird.
Damn Lady Bird.
Lady Bird.
But
man.
here's one thing, and this is, and not that it bothers me, but you remember how Bobby was back in the day. You think he's going to grow up to be, LGB or anything like that?
I don't know, man. I mean, if they're trying to like put it to what the way the world is now, I can see that happening.
They're going to bring it up at least.
Oh,
they will.
For sure. But I mean, I don't know if Bobby's gonna be a part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. He might get tricked into it or something like that.
I could see that happening.
Yeah, in Bobby's terms and stuff like that, he always gets like into some shit. I'm trying to remember where that meme came from that a lot of people post up, where he puts a paper on the window. And then, like, the teacher comes and rips it down. And he's like, if those kids could read, they'd be very upset right now.
It sounds familiar. I think it's something towards, like, special need kids or something outside the window.
Yeah, and he just, like, puts the paper and he points at them, and the teacher comes out and snatches it. Those kids could read. They'd be very upset right now. But I don't know, man. Like, that's a good question. I think that's what they try to do with Futurama also. And that's why it didn't hit as hard as it did back in the day. But to end the verses, I would say King of the Hill.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you 100%.
King of the Hill all the way. But I'm looking at our board of discussions, my friend, and I see your favorite name, Sydney Sweeney. What do you got? What do you got now, my guy?
The lovely woman herself, the one I'll never have, my lost love. Sydney Sweeney.
My missed opportunity.
My missed opportunity, but joke's on her because she missed out on this, man.
God damn.
But
Indeed.
so the internet strikes again, I guess you could call it. So if you haven't known, Sydney Sweeney has been part of Dr. Squatch, those commercials she does, which is like
Really?
body wash, deodorant, soap. Well, she just came out because the internet wanted it, because the internet always wins.
Yeah.
And nothing but loser man, simps, whatever you want to call it, want her bathwater. So she's selling, it's 50,000. They're only making 50,000 bars of them. It's her soap mixed with her bathwater.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I'm all for it. Am I going to get it? More than likely not. But I'm just like, damn, I bet that water is straight from Lake Minnetonka. I bet it tastes amazing.
You're going to be biting on that soap? What the fuck?
Biting on that soap?
I don't know, my God. That's not. I've never understood that. I think the first person to do that was that chick,
Belle Delphine.
Belle Delphine, that she started selling her bathwater and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember it was all over the news.
Yeah,
YouTube.
I don't understand that. I really don't fucking understand it. Like, what's the? I mean, I understand there's people out there with their own personal kinks and stuff like that, but at the same time, there was videos of guy drinking that
shit. Yeah, there's some fucking dudes out there that are crazy, dude.
I was like, bro, you're drinking all this leftover gunk, and not to mention how long has that shit been in the sun and stuff like that.
Well, shit, remember when people, it was a trend after that, the farts in the jar?
Dude, I don't get that either.
Yeah, dude, that shit's fucking crazy, dude. They're selling it for like $200 a jar.
What?
Yeah.
And people still bought
people were buying it.
People still bought that shit, my guy. I don't get it, man. I am dumbfounded. I am dumbfounded. And I mean, I guess good on Sydney Sweeney for going along with what the fans want. I guess, is that what they were asking for?
That's what supposedly they were asking. They wanted her bathwater because she was in those ads. A lot of because I've seen the ads. Because, I mean, I'm not against seeing Sydney Sweeney. I mean, I'm not going to lie about that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the ads that I remember is that guy that's like, you're not a dish. You're a man. Like, that's,
yeah,
I remember.
That was before, and then they got Sydney, and she's been advertising the product. And then I guess the internet was like, oh, we want bathwater, mix it with the soap and all that, and she's doing it now.
Wow.
Which, granted, I get it. It's money for her. She's a sex symbol, man. She's, like I said, she's this day and age Pamela Anderson.
I mean, I think it's all just because of her scenes, her scenes. Yeah,
she's hot as fuck.
Yeah, she's hot and stuff like that. But I mean, I wouldn't go as far as freaking like fawning that hard for like, give me your bathwater.
Well, no, I wouldn't do it
because I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just me. It's just me, man. I can't do any of that stuff. To give me your bathwater, or give me a jar full of your farts, or burp into a jar and send it to me. Like, no, it's just
too much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, that's a little too much.
Well, I came to a conclusion. I was thinking about this the other day after, reading this. There's white girls and there's white women. Okay.
Okay.
And Sydney Sweeney is a white woman.
Okay.
Because me, I love white girls. I'm into white women or whatever, but the difference between white girls is they're usually ghetto. White girls are ghetto type girls. White women are the ones you're like, man, this woman's so fine. She's got the blonde hair, the blue eyes. Her great grandparents probably more than likely owned a plantation. Like, this is a white woman walking. Show her some respect.
God damn it, dude.
I'm just saying facts.
That's stating facts. Stating facts. My guy. You need some therapy, my guy.
Nah, not when it comes to her.
But
that's about it on that.
That's a lot.
And what about you in this? What is this? Divided fighter? Sucker punch?
So, okay. So I read up on this story online, and apparently there was the situation where this guy defended himself and his wife downtown. I forgot I don't know if it was Miami or the Miami Strip or Vegas. I can't remember exactly. I read this almost last week.
Okay.
And I couldn't find the article again. But he's a fighter.
Okay.
And they were giving him shit for defending himself and his wife because he knocked the fuck out of the dude.
Oh, did he?
Like
Straight sucker punch?
Well, no. Well, he used a sucker punch.
Oh, okay.
Which is another thing that, like, that's why I'm saying divided fighters. That's why I wrote that down, because there's people that are saying, like, how dare he, being a trained fighter, he should know better than to do that. And I'm like, the guy was defending himself. He was using self-defense. And then a lot of other people are saying, like, what a cheap shot, you doing sucker punches on people. I'm like, dude, the sucker punch was made for that purpose of a street fight. If you're not thinking to yourself that in a street fight you're not going to be using a sucker punch, you have not been in a street fight, my guy. Because when it comes to street fighting, there's no rules. There's no limits.
Yeah.
You don't know what the other guy is thinking about doing to you or to whoever's with you. Mm-hmm. So the moment those people that say, "Oh, I love street fights," they are fucking lying, and they've never been in one. Dude.
Yeah, of course.
They have never been in one, because when you've been in a street fight, you're not keen to be in another one, because it's almost to a point, and if not, it is at a point of a life and death situation.
Oh, of course.
So this guy, I, in my opinion, believe that he did what he had to do. He defended his own things, his not even so much the honor, just the fact that he defended his and his wife's life.
Dude, all I know is if he defended, which you said he did, I bet his fucking wife sucked some ass dick that night. I mean, she probably went 4 or 5 hours straight, jaw numb as a motherfucker. No more drool, just dry mouth.
Just dry spitting dust.
Just dry spitting dust.
But the community is divided in that story because of just the sole purpose of a sucker punch and the fact that he fucked that dude up bad.
Yeah.
But in my personal opinion, like, I mean, what do you think? Like, what do you think in the aspects of him doing that? Like, he fucked up that guy. The guy was a bloody pulp on the ground.
Yeah.
Do you think that's fair?
I think it's fair compared to like people who fucking get in street fights and one of them usually is so scared that they'll just bust out a gun and just fucking kill you right there.
And that's another thing. That's another thing that they said, why continue? What if the other guy had a gun?
If he did, he sure as fuck didn't use it.
Yeah, exactly, right? Or people think about like, and I put that into aspects too, because even a trained fighter will tell you, if I see a gun or a knife, I'm running.
Oh, yeah.
There's no such thing. People think that fights are going to be like in the movies where they're like minutes long and they're doing all these like movements where they're like doing backflips, back kicks, and double kicks in the air. No, dude, a street fight is seconds.
Watching too much Jackie Chan.
Yeah, they've been watching too many of those Jackie Chan, Jet Li movies, too many Donnie Yen movies. Like, dude, a real fight lasts only seconds. Mm-hmm. Seconds, dude. And it could be a matter of life and death if you're not careful, man. So that's why, in my personal opinion, power to him, man. He did what he had to protect himself and his wife. And the sucker punch, he was taking advantage of the situation. He's like, do not cross this line. Come on, back up, man. And if the dude starts crossing that line, oh well, sucker punch, boom. To get him out, like disorient the guy and start beating on him. Because, dude, if it was up to me, I probably would have done the same things he did. I probably would have like sucker punched and like found whatever fucking means to knock this dude out, and I can get away safely alongside my wife. As to beating a person to a pulp, necessary? Who knows? Maybe the guy, he knocked him down and he still came back with killing intent. Who knows? So, in my personal view, he did good.
Yeah,
he did good. But
I'd say so too.
Yeah,
I'd say he did good.
Yeah, he did the right thing. He did the right thing.
He did what he had to do.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that caught my attention online, because just the people saying like, why couldn't he just subdue him? I'm like, my guy, have you never been in a real street fight? Yeah, like for real. But yeah, I've just been kind of like thinking about that for a while, man.
I mean, imagine if you ran into Hank Hill on the street, just, I'm gonna kick your ass.
And literally, he did it a couple of times, too.
Yeah.
He did it a couple of times. The guy that was doing acupuncture on him, he literally went up to him and kicked him in the ass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
So, he's a hero in my eyes.
Yeah, no, for real. Now, that's an American hero.
Now, that's an American right there. I bet you Trump's visiting him right now. This is the best fighter since I've been president.
True American right here. Hank, we got a couple of words. Nobody cares. We're still with China. Talking about China. Because she called me a fucking motherfucker. Fuck that lady.
But onto this, so I just wanted to give a little condolences about an actor who passed away. Actor Ed Gale died at 61. And I'm sure it doesn't sound familiar, but he was the guy who played Chucky.
What?
Yeah.
The OG Chucky?
The OG Chucky.
No.
The scenes where they would show him running, and it was a midget.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, running in the Chucky costume.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
the prop side and shit.
Yeah.
Dude died.
Oh.
And he was also Howard the Duck. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's
Not the new Howard the Duck.
No, but yeah, old school. Yeah. That's crazy, man. I mean, was he also the voice? Like,
I think he was the voice.
he was the voice. Okay, yeah, because that's an iconic Chucky voice, dude.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Not the Chucky voice. No. He just played Chucky, like, on the scenes where, like, if you remember the old Chucky, where, it was a doll.
Yeah.
But they had segments where, like, far away you could see him
running at, yeah.
Yeah, that's who he was.
Oh.
Just played the prop side.
Oh,
But the voice, the guy's still alive. The guy who does the voice
Oh,
is still alive and still has not stopped playing the voice.
Yeah.
Gets royalties up the ass.
I bet, because he even comes out in Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
He's even in Dead by Daylight, which is dope, dude. That's fucking badass.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So here's something else I wanted to touch about. So Bryan Cranston.
Uh-huh.
You know Bryan Cranston?
Absolutely.
Who doesn't, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone knows him from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But for me, it's Malcolm in
the Middle.
Which is getting a reboot, by the way.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. And
is it official or is it
it's
just
official. No, it's happening.
Oh, okay.
It's happening.
Okay.
And everybody's, from what I've read, everyone's coming back besides the kid who played Dewey, the younger son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course, because he should be older by now.
Well, it's not a reboot. I'm sorry. It's a continuation.
Just like King of the Hill, basically.
Yeah, it's that they're older now.
Okay.
But
okay.
yeah, the kid, the actor, he's not coming back. The one that played Dewey.
Yeah.
So that sucks. But at the end of the day, it was really Bryan Cranston and Malcolm and the
Reese, the older brother.
The older brother and the other one, the asshole brother. He was older than Malcolm, I believe.
The one that ended up... No. Reese is the one that went to the army.
Yeah, that one. Not him, though. The other one.
Yeah, the older one, yeah.
I forgot who, but the dick brother, that asshole brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love fucking Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite shows. But anyways, sorry, we're touching on topic, but Bryan Cranston is reportedly in talks to play Professor X.
Shut up, my guy.
Yeah, Professor X.
It. What? I wonder what universe, man.
Well, it's going to be this universe coming out.
Well, I mean, is it going to be like, because we have, what's his name? Damn, I already forgot. He was in the movie, with the guns that fucking do the curved bullets and shit.
Wanted?
Was it Wanted?
No, Angelina Jolie?
Yeah. The main character?
Yeah, Wanted?
Yeah, he's the new Professor X, isn't he? The younger Professor X?
I never seen Wanted.
Oh, god damn it, dude. God damn it. Well, luckily, because I can't remember the actor's name. For the life of me, I can't remember the...
You're talking about the younger Professor X we have right now, right?
Yeah.
The one...
Jesus Christ. Like, it doesn't even have...
Well, besides that, I wanted to, while you're looking that up...
Yeah, real quick.
So, he's going to play... Well, it talks. I think this is a good move. I think he will be a great Professor X.
Bryan Cranston?
Yeah, Bryan Cranston.
Really?
Yeah. He has the bald look.
Well, okay, yeah, because of the whole Walter White thing.
Yeah, the whole Walter White thing. He's going to be training mutants and shit while they're secretly building a meth lab in the X lab?
What the fuck?
No, I'm just saying.
James McAvoy.
There you go, James McAvoy.
Yeah.
He was a great Professor X. I liked him.
I just like how he went up to Wolverine like, hey, I'm Professor Charles Xavier. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, with the cigar in his mouth, too. But, I mean, he did a really good job as Professor X.
Yeah.
The younger version of it.
Yeah, young version.
Damn, that is crazy.
And I want to say that, too. I believe Leroy, who said X-Men versus Justice League, he was more for the X-Men. Which I'm not against. I mean, I get it, but they're still going to lose. But Bryan Cranston as Professor X, I'm all for that. I believe Bryan Cranston will do a really good job.
I guess so, because, I mean, for me, Professor X is Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, but he's old.
Yeah, he's old, yeah, but when, what's his name, Doctor Strange...
Yeah.
When he was going across all those universes, and we got to see the new Mr. Fantastic, and what was the name of that? The one that couldn't speak.
Black Bolt.
Was that it?
The one that can't speak?
Yeah, because if he speaks, he blows you apart.
He blows you apart.
Yeah,
Black Bolt.
I just like how freaking Scarlet Witch came closing what mouth, and just
what mouth
blows his
fucking brains out.
Dude, that was a sick fucking.
Too bad that movie sucked.
You think it did?
That movie sucked.
You didn't like it?
Yeah, I don't know. That movie, that mad. What is it? Doctor Strange Madness Multiverse. Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that movie's fucking.
Was that the same one where he kept on going to Dormammu?
No, that was the first one.
That was
the first Doctor. That one was good.
That was a good movie.
Second one was trash.
Well, then again, you do say that you're a sucker for origin movies.
I guess the first sucker for origin. That was a good origin.
Yeah.
But I also like, progressing films as well, and that one sucks.
Okay.
So man, this fucking sucked.
Because he does meet the evil Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah, pretty much an evil version.
Yeah. So, and it's basically the universe where, like, I guess they didn't kill him off after he had gotten that book. Yeah, like, dude, I can't remember the name of a bunch of shit today. I guess I'm fucking tired.
You're fine.
Tired.
Like it. You look.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking tired.
It's all right though.
But
all right.
I mean,
job to do.
Yeah,
can't upset the fans.
Yeah, no, absolutely. My guy, I got yelled at by an Asian lady, telling me to go fuck myself.
Well, that would really hurt my feelings though.
Yeah, it kind of did. I mean, I don't know what to do when somebody says "fuck you," so whatever. It was just out of nowhere, my guy, out of nowhere. But let me see. You said so he's going to be doing the new Professor X.
Yes.
And then
supposedly.
And
Henry Cavill is supposedly the new Wolverine. He's coming back.
Okay, so it's going to be that universe where Henry Cavill's Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's a whole other universe.
Yeah, because Hugh Jackman can't do this forever.
Of course, but I mean, like, it's like Deadpool made the fourth wall break when he said, like, yeah, now Disney brought him on. They're gonna make him do it for the rest of his life.
Yeah, and that is true. But dude, even in the Deadpool Wolverine movie, even I could tell the dude's old.
Yeah,
dude's old. You could see it. Don't get me wrong. Great film, especially when he finally put the fucking mask on.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. Loved it.
When was the last time he wore the mask?
In the films, he never wore them.
He never wore it?
No, that's why it was such a big fucking
deal,
delivery to the fans.
Are you sure he never wore the mask?
No, never.
Holy shit.
So in part 2, the second Wolverine movie, at the end, there was an end credit where he's on the train or something, and that girl that he's teaming up with gives him a suitcase, or he's somewhere. They give him a suitcase, and he opens it, and there's the Wolverine outfit, and it has the mask. But he doesn't wear it.
He just puts on the outfit.
No, he never.
Oh, he just, like, he opens it and like, oh.
It's the ending.
Oh, okay.
It's a nod to, like, oh, we still need you.
Yeah.
He never wore it until now.
Holy And now that I think about it, the yellow and blue was not his original.
The original
was
it's more like
yellow and brown.
Yellow and brown, which is dope.
It's still a good look.
But then again, I don't really know. No, it is the yellow and black. But what it was is, so you know how? No, it was. I'm telling you right now, it was the black and blue, or no, blue and
yellow.
Blue and yellow. But so you know how he has the mask and it has the points?
Yeah.
Well, in the original, he didn't have the points. It was just the yellow mask in the comics.
Get out. Dude, Mandela effect right there, dude.
Yeah. In the comics, that's how he came out when he first appeared. He didn't have the pointy
eye things.
Yeah, he didn't have that.
Holy shit. You're blowing my mind right now, dude. I never even fucking thought about that.
Yeah.
Dude, back in the day when in the X-Men, all the female X-Men were caked up and shit like that.
Dude, they were caked up. Dude.
Like,
do you remember X-Men Evolution? It was that came on Cartoon Network, I believe.
Wasn't it WB?
WB.
It was WB.
Cartoon Network later on. Like, they just reran it. They reran the episodes.
On Toonami, maybe?
Maybe Toonami.
Shit.
Fucking fuck.
Yeah, no, fuck, dude, yeah.
Fucking, but no, if you remember X-Men Evolution, now the chicks weren't as caked up, but they had them, like, more, like, slicked out.
Yeah.
Like, where they're like, thin bodies, but, like, curved out ass and hips.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
It was crazy. I remember, like, a lot of fanboys back in the day. Oh, my God, Rogue.
That Kitty Pryde? Ooh, fuck, dude. God damn, boy.
Well, crazy
even
shit.
Storm, dude. Fuck.
Storm was. She's. I've been thinking about this, like how we talked about a couple of episodes back. We talked about Marvel versus Capcom and how somehow Storm was an overpowered character.
Yeah, she's always been an overpowered character.
I can't remember her being that overpowered though. Her health
didn't know how to
sucked.
use her. Her build sucked unless you knew how to play her.
Like her health was shitty. She was like Phoenix.
Yeah, but she had stupid fucking supers. Her supers were like world, like the stage supers were like, either you block, well, it's like everything. Either you block or you get hit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like one direct hit. It was like the whole stage.
Sort of like Wesker's fucking dash.
Yeah, where it's just all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like just all over the place.
Or Virgil's fucking samurai dash.
Yeah,
like
the what is it, the hidden blades or the
yeah, the bunch of like little circles.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't know, man. I just never had trouble with her when I would play the game. But yeah, no, dude. Fucking A, dude, that's crazy. I'm gonna look that up now. Fucking Wolverine back in the day, because I was for sure that the yellow and brown was his OG color.
No, that came maybe a little after he was an official Marvel character, and that's when he went against that's not when he went against the Hulk. When he first came out, fighting the Hulk. That was his first appearance.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Hulk 181. Or if you're, a fan nerd, a comic book nerd, it's either 181 or 180. To me, I don't know. It's really hard to tell.
The fact that you can name the number, the comic number, is fucking baffling.
Okay, it's baffling, but in the comic book community, there's debates. There's fuck yous. There's you're wrong and your mom's fat.
That's in a cod block.
Yeah. But one of the biggest ones is that one, the first appearance of Wolverine.
Right.
So when Wolverine came out, there's 180 and 181. The Incredible Hulk 180, 181, the issues.
Right.
So at the very last panel of 180, he shows up.
Right.
But they consider that his cameo appearance because it was just one panel. And then 181's where he's throughout. So they consider that his first appearance.
Okay, I guess you can say that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard to tell because since you're talking comics and I love comics.
Yeah, you're the man to go to for comics. You're the guy that always asks about this shit.
To me, okay, I don't really give a fuck to a certain aspect. Well, in a sense, I do because depending on which one is the actual first appearance, that's the one that's the most money.
Yeah.
So to me, I will go and say, I could probably go with and say 180 is the first appearance because he technically showed that. Yeah, it's where he popped out.
It makes more sense.
Yeah, it makes more sense. But to everybody, and it's still considered, 181 still considered the first appearance, and that's the one that's the most money.
Well, I mean, if you can remember, like in that 180, did he talk at all, or did he just pop out?
I think he just pops out.
So nothing comes out of his mouth?
I can't remember. It's an old book.
Yeah.
He might have said something, but it would have just been one sentence because it was the last panel.
Like, because I feel like what fans are trying to go for is when he had some dialogue and maybe he was in action.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it's about.
That's when he first said his first bub. Or something.
His first bub.
Yeah, you're fighting me, bub. I don't know. Maybe that's actually kind of like a hard thing to like put together in the aspects of like which one was his first appearance.
Yeah.
Because first appearance is the first time he pops out.
Yeah, to me that's what it is.
Yeah, so it would be issue 180. But where he's in action and that talks, has dialogue and all that, that would be 181. So that's a hard one, man.
Side story. So since we're talking about that, do you know what's the most expensive comic book in history? Can you take a hint?
I mean, I'll try the first issue of Spider-Man.
No. It's one of them. It's up there. Amazing Fantasy number 15 or 5. It's up there.
See, like that right there. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, some people will know, some people don't. The most expensive comic book that's worth like almost $1 billion, if not maybe $1 billion already. And it shouldn't be a surprise. It's the first appearance of Superman. Action Comics number 1.
What?
Yeah. The most expensive comic book?
Is that the one that like the comic was made out like some sort of parchment?
Yeah, it was cheap newspaper, but this was like the fit 30s.
Holy
like 30s or 40s.
Yeah,
or 50s maybe. But yeah, it wasn't the paper we have now. It was real cheap shit newspaper.
Because I remember I had a comic like that. It was like some cheap like little, and the comic was falling apart.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what the comic was about. I think it was like a Batman comic or something like that. But it was some cheap paper that like I remember flipping a page and I did it like a brittle. It was brittle. It literally like was ripped. I'm like, oh fuck, whatever. I didn't give a fuck, but it was some cheap ass shit.
Yeah, and
could you restore those yourself?
No, fuck no. I wouldn't even want to.
Really?
No.
Like if somebody came up to you and said like, I'll give you $3,000 for you to restore this one right here.
Fuck.
And it's the Action Hero #1.
Action Comics.
Action Comics, yeah.
Get it together, please.
Hey, my guy.
Like,
would you do it? I'll give you or fuck it, dude. The guy goes, I'll give you $10,000 right now to restore this comic.
Scared to even fucking have that in my hands. Dude, that's fucking stupid money right there.
Because it's like I was telling you, I found it interesting when you were doing your restoration on Twitch. Like every little thing, you had cotton swabs, you had like the little iron press and everything like that. You had the other press going in the background. I found it really interesting with how delicate you were with all of that stuff, and it really piqued my interest. And I'm like, I wonder if I can get into this. But then I started thinking to myself, it looks really fucking tedious, and it's time consuming.
Oh, it is.
And I don't have the fucking patience for that.
Patience of the ass.
Yeah, see, I don't have patience.
But I love comic books, so to me, it's a win-win.
It's worth it for you.
Yeah, it's worth it to me.
And of course, you're making money off of it too.
Money.
So I'm myself, I am man enough to admit that I have no fucking patience at all.
No, you wouldn't make it.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't make it in this field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude, that's why, but I still found it interesting.
Yeah.
It was still an interesting thing to watch.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool. Not gonna lie. But I don't. When it comes down to like, okay, let me ask you this: what are you getting rid of? Because you've told me yourself you don't use chemicals, right?
Sometimes I do.
Oh, so now you do. No,
I always did, but a lot of people. Okay, so a lot of people when they come and they want me to like restore their books, majority of the time it's because they want it graded.
Yeah,
I want it graded.
I mean,
but if you use chemicals, it's an automatic flag. When they get graded, they have machines and shit to know.
Wow.
It'll pop up on their machines and stuff.
Right.
So it's an automatic flag, and that brings the value down dramatically.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because no one wants a restored chemical comic book. Some do. Some don't care. I've come across, but like comic books, like old books, most of the time they don't.
Well, let's say it's a comic book that's, before you restore it, it's a 9.8, which is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
From my understanding. Now, with your restoration, how much does it go up?
What? Oh, well, that's the gamble they take. It might go up a point. It's usually a point or two.
Like a 0.1, 0.2? So
No. Like
from a 9 to a 10, it can be possible?
I never guarantee people that. I'll tell people straight up.
Or let me make it more realistic. Like
3 to 4.
It's like a 6.5, and you restore it, it'll go through like an 8.5 or something like that?
8, maybe a 7.
Maybe a 7.
Yeah,
okay.
7.
Okay.
Majority of the time, my books do get pointed up.
Oh, okay.
I've had dudes, like I've had returning customers all the time have me do their books because it bumped their score.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I use chemicals, but it's rare. Some people, the people that want me to use chemicals are the ones that don't want it graded. It's their personal collection. Like they don't want it graded.
They just want to have it on display.
Yeah, they just want it to look as good as I could get it.
Yeah.
So then chemicals, because chemicals work a lot better than your just regular cleaning with your cotton swabs and all that.
Right.
Chemicals, you can make shit pop.
So are you like with chemicals like revitalizing the ink or what?
It's pretty much getting rid of all the fucking dirt on a book.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. So that's what the cotton swab is doing.
Yeah, it's getting up a lot of dirt, a lot of grease, a lot of that shit.
Huh.
So
that's interesting. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I find it interesting, but I know I don't have the fucking patience to do it myself. But who knows? Maybe I'll come over and like give you one of my comics. Like, let me fucking trial and error this shit right here.
Yeah, sure.
So like, yeah, I mean, I don't have anything that's worth any money, so to say. Most of the stuff I bought is like current Deadpool comics, the Death in the Family, like I've always mentioned, Punisher, the fucking Iron Fist, like all modern shit. So I wouldn't want to gamble losing out on a good comic, but at the same time, like, I'll probably like let you show me like, all right, this is the shittiest comic you have, so let's fuck with this one, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm really interested to see like how it's done, the process, you know.
I got you. Well, I'll show you one day.
My man.
Moving on to that, do you have anything else before I go to the dark side of things I talk about towards the end of our show?
I mean, if you want to go dark.
No, I'll go dark, and then I'll save the dark last.
Okay, I mean, I'm a piggyback off whatever you got, but go ahead, man.
Okay, so this one is, so you remember last week or a few weeks ago we talked about the guy who was going on dates and slipping Viagra?
I saw the fucking thing. Yeah. I saw the article.
You saw it?
I saw the article. Yeah.
And he was just like, you could never tell.
You could never tell. Yeah, exactly. I was like, what the fuck? I saw the article, but I didn't get into it because I've already heard the story.
Yeah.
But anyways, continue.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I have another one, but this is opposite side of the fence.
Okay.
So Maxwell S. Anderson from Milwaukee. From Milwaukee, by the way. Milwaukee.
Shout out to Milwaukee.
Is facing life in prison after being charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and arson in the brutal killing of a 19-year-old. I'm not going to say her name. He pretty much went on a date, and I don't know what happened, but he mutilated her. He chopped her up in pieces.
What the fuck?
Yeah, a 19-year-old girl.
Wow. I think I've heard that somewhere, but okay. Like, does it say a reason or anything like that?
No, that's the part. Like, there was no, like, actual, he didn't get one, or maybe he has, but I can't find it anywhere. But it was a first date.
What the
first date? I don't know, maybe, you know, he took her back and they were getting, you know how this hookup culture is these days.
True.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe she didn't suck dick and he got so upset that he was like, no, my dick needs to be sucked on.
Well, I mean, did you ever hear of the hashtag waste this time?
No.
So it was a thing that there was a bunch of women doing it, and they would post it on Instagram about how they would ask a guy out on a date to take them out. And, like, you know, they would be giving hints that they're going to do something for the guy. Right? Well, the guy would buy them the food and stuff like that, buy them, like, all these gifts at the end of the night. And at the end of the night, they'd be like, okay, bye. And they just go home.
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot of cases where the guys would lose their shit. They're like, what the fuck? I just spent over like $1,000, $2,000 on you, and you're not even going to give it up? Man, fuck you. And they would kill these chicks.
$2,000 to $3,000?
Yeah, no, there's guys out there that will, like, go for fucking even $10,000, my guy. It's ridiculous. That's why, like, the dating world now sucks, dude. But
really,
when it was that whole hashtag waste this time, a lot of those girls didn't get to do a hashtag waste this time part 2. I'm going to tell you that right now, because these guys would kill them, dude. They would be like, what the fuck? I spent all this money on you and you're not even giving it up? Fuck you. Some of them end up shot, other ones stabbed or kicked out in the middle of the fucking highway.
I wouldn't know. Me, I'd be more straightforward if I was in these men's shoes. I'd be like, more like, hey, so, you know, we've been going out for a few dates and stuff, and I was just wondering, you know, how about we get to the nasty nasties? And if she's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have casual sex, I don't have casual conversation, motherfucker.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, the dating world sucks. I mean, yeah, I went on a date, but at least...
I was just about to ask you that. How was that? How was your date?
It went good, man. I mean, I'm cheap, dude. I'm cheap, dude.
McDonald's?
No. We went on a coffee date at the beginning, and then afterwards, you know, like, we went out for a stroll downtown, so on and so forth. I'm not gonna get into details.
White, black, Mexican?
What?
Was she white, black, Mexican?
Oh, if it's that important, it's a white girl.
According to a white girl.
White girl. Yeah, no, I got a thing for white girls. Yeah, and I came to find out that I have a thing for redheads, natural redheads.
I think everyone does.
Not the redheads that color their hair red.
Oh, you're talking about gingers?
Like, yeah, but for some reason, I kind of found out that I have a thing for them.
Okay.
Because they are wild. It's true what they say.
Is it now?
Yeah, it is. But, yeah, no, I did a coffee date at the beginning, and then, of course, as the day progressed, we kind of, like, you know, we hit it off pretty well. Okay. So took her out to eat, so on and so forth. You know, we went to watch a movie. You know, the old school stuff. I say I'm cheap because I'm not the type that's gonna take you on the first date to fucking Perry's or you know. I mean, yeah, I do that. I've done that before, taking them to a cheesecake. But then again, it's not that expensive. I guess you can say
it's not.
I mean, you can get a good meal for like $200.
$200?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta order the wine and so on and drinks.
Wine?
Yeah.
Hey, I got chloroform here at home.
What the fuck?
I'm old school, pal.
No, she was cool about it. She even wanted to split the bill and all that. She sounds like a keeper, my guy. But you know, we're still in contact, so on and so forth.
Really?
So it went well. Yeah.
You gonna hit it? You gonna tap it?
I mean, well,
let me tell you this: are you gonna put your cup on it and ride?
That's the first time I fucking heard that.
You're gonna put your cup on it and ride?
That's the first time I've heard it put like that. I mean, I'm being respectful, man. I'm at that age where I'm not like, that's the main thing in my mind, you know? Just smash. Not like, dude, I'm out there for a good time, enjoying the moment. That sort of type of dates, you know? So, but it went well. But in other situations, there's all these like chicks like asking the random question of how much do you make? Like,
oh, fuck that. I'd lie. Say, I don't make shit.
Like I'm so tempted to, like, whenever I get asked that, to just say like, oh no, I'm a janitor, just to see the reaction, dude. Just to see the reaction, because if they walk away from that, you know, it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
You know. But with this girl that I went out this week, like, it went well. It was pretty good. Yeah, no.
Glad to hear that,
Yeah, thank you.
So no more late night jerk off sessions?
No, those are gone for now.
You mounted some ass?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm proud to hear it.
That
makes one of us.
That makes one of us. Nah, but everything went well.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. You know, I'm pretty sure our fans of the lounge are glad to hear that too. That man was finally getting some
strange.
Stop being a pussy and just get some strange.
But we went away from the dark.
Yeah.
Let's go back into the dark side.
So,
and this other story involving an 18-wheeler.
Okay, so this is the final story I have, and I saved it for last just to let you listeners know. You might want to turn this off if you have kids, because I saw this firsthand the other day.
Shit.
So the other day I was going to work. It was Tuesday or Wednesday. Driving to work down in Poteet, and this was in the news and everything. I didn't look it up because I saw what I saw, but I happened to come across 18-wheeler that T-boned. It looked like some type of an Explorer SUV, maybe. Fucking car was fucked up.
I bet.
Right? And the cops and anything weren't there yet. There was no traffic yet, because you know when that shit happens, they
block off.
There was no block offs or anything. I was like, maybe I had to be not even more than 10 minutes after, like maybe 5. So came across 18-wheeler on the side, SUV totaled. So where I say it goes dark is I saw a body, half a body. The body was hanging out the car, a dead body, and the other half was in the car still.
Yeah, so it's basically just leaning in there.
Yeah, leaning on the floor. But what made it sad, and this is why I say it's pretty dark, especially if you have kids, is because it was a 10-year-old child, and the mom or father looked like I couldn't really see, because you're trying not to stare.
Yeah,
really hard to not stare.
I mean, yeah.
So the mom or dad were on the floor, like crying, holding the child. And the kid was gone, just hanging out. Like I said, there was no bags, no body bags, anything. It was fresh.
My God.
Fresh.
What the fuck,
fresh.
Dude, that is sad, man.
Yeah.
That is
some dark shit.
That is dark shit. I mean, it's crazy because the loss of a child is horrible, dude. I never wish it, and not even on my worst enemy and stuff like that, dude. It's the worst thing to see, witness, and I guess I will hope I never find that out. I pray that I never find out the feeling of it. But there are those freak accidents that happen when it involves a kid, especially from one that was told to me back in the day when I had just barely became a father, dude. My firstborn, Broly, had just been born, and his babysitter, which is also his cousin, told us a story about a little girl that died at SeaWorld.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, what happened to this little girl is They were close. You know what? At the end of the day for SeaWorld, everybody's walking out at the same time. Everybody's going to the parking lot. You know, you see the fireworks and stuff like that. This little girl had been so excited that, I got to go to SeaWorld. Dad had her on his hand as he's walking into the parking lot. Well, at one moment, her excitement was just too much that she ended up getting loose from her dad's hand. And she runs out in between cars to the other side of the lane to where a big one of these big old trucks with the big old tires runs over her.
Oh, no.
And the sad part about it is that it ran over her head.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude. Like, so it was very, very sad. I mean, I don't like listening to these types of stories, but it's the stuff that happens out there to where, like, I tell people you need to be on your kids, like 24/7, be on them, and like hold on to them as tight as you can, because with this situation, even the guy that was driving the truck, they said from the story that was told is that he felt the truck pop and all that stuff, and when he got out, he saw what had happened. The guy was trying to unalive himself because of what he had just done.
Yeah,
unintentional. It wasn't on purpose. It wasn't on purpose, but because of the situation. They were saying that it took a bunch of guys holding him back because he was going for his knife in his car to just, do the deed. And his wife was freaking out too. But the father of the little girl was right there, with the little girl, the body of the little girl. Security from SeaWorld, none of the men could pick up because they were saying, let's get it out of the road. We need to keep on moving this traffic. Let's get it out of the way.
I like how you say it.
Well, I mean, my guy, but
Monster?
None of the security guards could do it, but one.
Okay.
And it's the family member of ours that, was able to do it. But that's because he was in the military and stuff like that. He had seen some shit. And he was the only one that was able to do it. That was the only one that was able to keep a straight face. And not because he's like dry to the situation. It hurt him. And when he explained it to the family at home what had happened, the family was crying. Mm-hmm. So it was a very heart-wrenching moment, dude. It's the worst fucking feeling in the world, dude. Even if it's not your child, you still fucking feel the burden of it, hitting you hard. So that right there, my guy, like, that is terrible.
Yeah, I thought about putting a children laughing segment, or little girl laughing segment right there. Is it laughing too much?
That's a little too far, my guy. Too far. But this is something I will say to everybody. Hold your kids for dear life, no matter where you're at, because shit can happen. This world is fucked up.
Yeah.
And hug your kids extra tight tonight.
I always hear this say, sorry to change, well, not necessarily change the subject, but that comment you just made, the world is a fucked up place. Mm-hmm. I don't think, the world is a fucked up place, but it's not like how people say the world's so fucked up now. It's not. The world's been like that.
Yeah, it's always
forever. It's just we got phones now. That's really all.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It is. Because everyone could post it on the internet,
and everybody in the world can see it.
And everyone can see it.
And that's why we hear more bad news.
Yeah, we hear more bad news now.
So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy with the shit that goes on in the world. But that's why, dude. That's why you gotta kind of be like more prepared to the situations. You hear about certain things. That doesn't mean be paranoid. Don't fucking be paranoid, because you're not going to lock yourself away in your fucking house. Nah, they will never get me in here. Gas leak, boom, house explodes, you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
You're dead.
You're dead, my friend.
But it's just be more prepared, be more aware of your surroundings and stuff, because it's crazy. The movie that I just saw last night?
What?
Final Destination 5.
The new one?
The 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 5. Not the new. I think 6 is the new one. Something 6.
I'm sorry to laugh, but did you hear the story about the theater the other day?
No.
So you know how there's a new Final Destination movie?
Yeah.
So this happened last week.
Mm-hmm.
The theater caved in on 2 or 3 chicks.
Shut the fuck up.
Watching Final Destination. I was like, oh God. Final Destination happened in the movie theater.
Death struck again. What the fuck? What if that was a publicity stunt?
No, it was real.
Okay, never.
No, it was that it caved in. The roof caved in.
Damn, where was this?
It was at a theater. It wasn't here.
What the fuck, man? I'm pretty sure that theater is gonna close now for sure.
Oh, yeah,
they're getting a lawsuit bad.
Hey, you saw Final Destination. What'd you expect?
Yeah, no, fuck that. And it's crazy because as I'm watching that movie, I don't like the new deaths.
I haven't seen them since 3. 3 was the last one I saw.
For me, the best one was 2.
2 was good. Part 1 was really good.
Yeah, but I mean, it's what started it all. But like, part 2 for me was the best one. As for like, because the community that I'm in has been doing that every movie night, which is Fridays. We've been watching the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth now.
What community is this?
It's a little community I'm a part of. It's not meant on that. It's not based on that. It's just a streamer that has its own community. You know, supposedly next Friday, the new one goes digital, and the guy that usually posts the movies, he's going to be, you know, showing it to all of us. I don't know if that's bad or anything like that. I hope not.
I don't think so.
I mean, he buys a movie and then he puts it on for the community like the movie night.
Digital, then
it's digital. So, but no, we're going to, hopefully we get to watch 6. But I'm not a fan of the new ways people die.
Really? I haven't seen them. So what ways could you say?
So there was one that I was like, what the shit? Which is one of the girls, spoiler alert, one of the girls is a gymnast or something like that. And she was like, it all started weird because you see one of those big old AC units on the roof and it's shaking.
Okay.
And she's on the balance bar. So They had that AC wiggling, and on the floor they had a fan because it was supposedly hot in there. And the fan that was on the floor, the cord was on water and it was stripped.
Oh shit!
So people were like expecting either the AC is gonna fall on her or she's gonna step on the water, she's gonna get shocked to death.
That's a stroke.
No. Oh. What happens is, the main girl that's supposed to die, the AC releases a screw and it lands perfectly upright on the balance beam.
Oh, wow.
But she doesn't step on it. We're still waiting for her to step on it, fall into the freaking electric water, and then the AC fall on her, completely obliterating her. No, somebody else steps on it, causing her to fall off the beam while the main chick is on that pole that she swings around. And causes her to like fall, hit the chalk that makes you grip the pole better, and it causes a smoke cloud that causes her to let go of the pole, and she lands on her fucking chest, causing her to scorpion.
Oh shit.
As soon as she hits the ground, she breaks in half, dude.
Fuck.
I was like, what? What was all this buildup for? What was all this shit?
They trolled you.
They teased the fuck out of you.
The fuck out of you.
The shit out of. I was so disappointed with that death. I mean, it was brutal, yeah, but I mean, I don't think in real life you would have that much momentum to completely like slam yourself in half like that. You might get a broken, like maybe rib cage or possibly even a spine fracture or even break. But to kill you like that, my guy, there is no fucking way. It's just ridiculous, the deaths in this fucking movie. What other one was it? Okay, so another one of the deaths, another spoiler alert, another of the girls, she's getting laser surgery on her eye.
Oh, fuck that.
And it gave me, you know what it gave me? Dead Space. Yes, dude. Because it pried her eye open. And you remember the scene where the needle's going down her eyes? Yes. So it has the camera and the laser's pointing at it. What happens is the doctor has to leave to do something and the laser's fucking turning on and just burning the fuck out of her face. So she's getting fucking her eye burnt and she gets free from the chair. And as she gets up, she had a teddy bear that the eye popped off of.
Oh. And
she was wearing heels. So the heel steps on the teddy bear eye that's plastic, causing her to trip and fly out the fucking 3rd-story window.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, my God.
I was expecting like the laser was too much and it was going to burn through her.
Pretty much go through her?
Yes, that's what I was expecting. No, she falls out the fucking window. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It was just, the whole movie was a fucking tease.
Yeah, they were just trolling.
They was just trolling you the whole fucking movie, dude. The whole fucking movie.
Yeah, fuck that. See, that's why I don't watch those movies no more.
It was stupid. I don't know. Like 4 wasn't as bad. It was just random. Now I'm just waiting for 6.
I heard 6 is good. I've been hearing a lot of people say it's really great. It's been having a lot of good reviews.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen it, so hopefully the community member can get the movie this Friday and we can watch it because I'm invested. I'm invested.
You could tell.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah. the deranged. I'm deranged. Remember that?
Yeah, you are deranged.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, no.
I mean, that's all I got from this episode, my friend. I think we had a pretty good one.
We had a pretty good episode, a lot of shit talking.
Well, the one thing I have to ask you then before I say goodbye, is there anything you want to tell the folks out there?
Of course, my friend. And let me take a swig of the whiskey and a puff of the cigar.
Okay, wow. Big dick over here, people. Watch out now.
And what I always say, my fellow bisons, it's drink water and fuck.
Drink water and fuck. Spoken again like a true gentleman.
Indeed.
And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening and popping a squat with us in the Bison Lounge, the podcast about everything and nothing, as you just heard. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Deuces.